G'day, Eb. How are you, mate? Been trying to chase down for a long time. Fantastic to see you. Congratulations on the fight. How are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm feeling awesome. Pumped.
Yeah, I know. I've seen you in the social media, mate. You're ready to go. So,
yep.
You know, this is a massive opportunity for women's boxing back home in Australia, you know, because I think if my research is correct, you'll be one of the first, if not the only, women to compete for a world title in England. And if you bring that home, that's going to be a massive achievement. That'll put you up there with the likes of, you know, Diana Prozac, Susie Ramadan, Shannon Courtney, just won a world title the same day that you fought Carol Earl. You must be feeling pretty pumped. This must be a huge honour.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like some of these girls that you've just named, you know, they were like pioneers in Oz boxing, and to be able to kind of follow that and do something as well, like in you know, nowadays and you know, in the current times is really cool. I'm excited, you know, obviously being on Matchroom as well. All of it's just really amazing, and you know, all the hard work and everything I've been putting in is just coming to fruition, and I'm excited to, you know, put Australian female boxing back on the map.
Absolutely. And if you win, are any of those girls, Shannon, Susie, Shanika, Amy Adams, going to be potential opponents if you bring the title home?
Well, I'm not really sure. Obviously, that's up to my team. You know, I will leave that up to those guys to sort out what's next. But first things first is winning this world title, and then we'll go looking on further.
You know, absolutely. I mean, do you feel you're at a bit of advantage considering that you only fought, was it March 13th?
Definitely. Yeah,
definitely,
I think it's an advantage. Mainly because if I had like those. Like the way I felt on March 13, like that was rust. So if I had gone straight into this fight like that, like it would have been very different. But having that, getting that, you know, that ring rust out, even the nerves from like a first fight in so long, you know, now I'm just so relaxed. I'm like ready to do it again. I can't wait to crack skulls.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to see you in the ring on Saturday. We've got our Aussie support behind you, Ebony. Good on you, mate. And
thank you so much.
Girls. You're welcome. Look forward to speaking to you again, mate.
Yep, after when I win.
Thanks, Jason. If we go to Jonathan Nagyoff from Pro Boxing Fans next, please.
Hey, Ebony, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, thanks. How are you, Jonathan?
Very well, thanks. I'm interested to know sort of how, from your perspective, you've built your sort of social media following, because I feel like in the last year, a lot of people in the UK especially know a lot about you. I remember even at fight camp, people asking Shannon Courtney questions about when she's going to fight you.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, how have you sort of built your profile? And for those, you know, nowadays for fighters, how important do you think self-promotion is?
Well, self-promotion is extremely important. I think it's important in every career, every job. To me, I knew I've been into boxing for a long time, and for me, boxing's a business. When you open a boxing, you know, when you open a new business, a cafe or, you know, a restaurant or a air conditioning service, you know, like you need to promote yourself. You need to promote. I don't have a promoter, you know, so who's going to do? Wait for a promoter to sign me to get my name out? No. So I thought I'm going to take initiative and use what I got, what we have these days, social media, to do what any normal business and person that's trying to build a business or build a brand and get my name out there and push myself by doing hundreds of interviews during COVID, when what else was I going to do? You know what I mean? And also just being obviously active on Twitter. And I think it's just, you know, my banter, I just don't hold back. I say what I want. I don't really, you know, I don't give a shit. Like, and I think especially the British, they kind of resonate with that. So I think that's where I got a bit of the, you know, a lot of following and love from the Brits. Because I just keep it fucking real. You know what I mean? And I think that's really, really important. And obviously my looks, you know, like people are so used to this stereotype of what female fighters look like or whatever, you know, to see someone come out and embrace that femininity and embrace, you know, looking very girly. I think people, you know, obviously it has critics, and it still is that stereotype that, you know, how can you look very feminine and be athletic or have skills? You know, it's the same with a lot of things with femininity, just with those stereotypes. But I'm happy to prove that wrong. And I just think the whole combination of it all, you know, pushing, you know, doing the interviews, my banter, my humor, my personality, and my looks, you know, and obviously I can fight. I put up 5 videos, then people can tell I can crack, you know. So yeah, come Saturday, they'll see even more.
That said, you know, with how the British fans have taken to you and, you know, what you've brought to them, do you feel like you sort of want to put in, you know, a performance, not just get the win, but get it in style on Saturday?
Oh, definitely. I mean, look, I'm an entertainer. I fight. I love to fight. I like to go to war. And when I fight, I enjoy to fight. So, of course, I wanted to make an exciting fight. I mean, my fights are always exciting, you know, just my style. So I have no doubt that it's going to be an exciting fight. And I do want to put on a good performance, obviously, especially for my followers and my fans who believe in me. I want to prove for them who back me that, hey, you know what? See, I was saying she's the real deal. She's the real deal. So yeah, definitely it's important, you know. But hey, as long as I get that win, whatever happens.
And then if I can just ask one more, you obviously fought March 13th, I believe, in Australia. You then went out to America to train and now have come here. How are you sort of feeling in yourself? Do you feel like you've had enough time to prepare to your best for this fight?
Yeah, I feel ready. You know, I don't look at things around me. I don't really take much notice of what I've had to go through or anything like that. I don't focus on those things. I just focus on being ready and adapting to whatever I have to do. When you start making excuses like, oh, I had to travel, or I just had a fight, or it's only when you start doing that, you're really putting yourself in a headspace to make excuses for a loss. And I'm not doing that. I think everything's that is meant to be how it is. It was meant to happen this way. I was supposed to fight in November. It didn't happen. It was meant to be all of this now, and I'm just ready to embrace that. And whatever happens, happens. I'm looking for the win, but I think no matter what, you know, it's meant to happen. So,
best of luck, Ebanie. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan. If we go to Ames from Boxing News TV next, please.
Ames here for Boxing News TV. Pleasure to meet you, Ebanie. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Ames. How are you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all.
That's good.
Alongside your wins in the ring, you've, like people have said here, you've managed to promote yourself and market yourself through social media, which has aided you into getting into the position of a world title fight at the weekend. There are women in the sport who speak against sexualization of the sport. Do you feel a responsibility coming into the night where you could win a world title to adhere to promoting women's fighting in any certain way?
I'm not really sexualizing myself. I don't know what photos you see of me doing, you know, bending over or putting sexual poses or being sexy, like out of my way, trying to sexualize photos. I definitely don't. I just happen to have a big chest. I happen to have a nice looking face, and I happen to have a good ass. And unfortunately, people just look at that as me sexualizing, but it's just my body. It's how I look. And I'm not going to hide it. Like, I don't want to wear a potato sack or baggy pants. Why should I do that? And I think it's important to be able to embrace what you have. And I think it's important to be able to show that it's not sexualizing the sport. What it's doing is it's showing femininity. It's showing that we're still women as well. You know what I mean? And that's okay. And it's okay to be feminine and do a male-dominated thing, a male-dominated sport, or something that's maybe not looked at feminine. Why can't you know, like the UFC do it? They have no problem with, you know, the girls looking pretty up there. Like, it's just it's funny. It's just such a crazy topic that everyone's so wild about. Like, I mean, I weigh in underwear, literally weighing in underwear. Everyone else weighs in underwear as well. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's just the way I look. It's how I am, you know. And I'm all about being you, being real. And I'm gonna go and play down my looks, or not do my hair, or wear something baggy that doesn't show my body, or put on track pants when I train in case someone looks at my ass and goes, oh, that's sexualizing boxing, or try and tape down my chest because it's big to try and hide the fact that I have a chest. Why? You know what I mean? I just don't understand what it is, you know. And we got to use what we have. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has it, so then you got to use what you got. Go use what you got, whatever it may be. Do you know what I mean? But why should I not use everything that I have, including my personality, including my looks, including my skill and my intelligence that I have?
Appreciate your response there. With that, then, would you advocate for more women in the sport or in the fight game in general to be promoting themselves much more than the way they are right now?
Definitely. Don't be scared. I bet you there's so many women out there that are so scared to promote themselves in a way, in a feminine way, or feel sexy or feel comfortable putting up pretty photos or whatever because of this stigma of, oh, you shouldn't sexualize. Who cares? Who cares? Like, you be you. And if someone wants to sexualize that and turn that into something sex, like, and they want to make that sex, that's up to them. That's not you. You know what I mean? And I just think that it shouldn't be a problem that you have to be sitting there thinking, oh, I better not post that or I better not do that because someone might judge me. Fuck, you know what I mean? I just think that judging, yeah, I think people should just be able to do whatever they want, promote themselves however they want, and feel comfortable in their own skin, doing their things without judgment.
Fair enough. And final question to you. You've mentioned in other interviews about getting like a crazy amount of DMs from people asking you to knock out Shannon Courtney because of an apparent dislike for her. Is that a sentiment that you share?
So, as in something that I want to do?
Do you dislike her?
Oh, not really. I mean, you know, I don't know her really to dislike her. She's obviously started with the comments. She started with the whole, you know, again, saying if you want to go get naked somewhere else. And that's where, you know, a lot of the banter comes from because she's calling me naked, but I'm weighing in lingerie, just, you know, which is underwear, just like her, you know, but she's labeling me naked, but I'm still wearing underwear. So that bothered me because I'm like, you know, I'm thinking like, you do realize you weigh in the same amount of clothes as me. You know, there's just a difference with how we look. So yeah, I there's not a real hate. It's just like, you know, and especially coming from someone like her who has used her looks, you just have to take one quick look at her Instagram to see that she's all about posing and looking good as well. And someone that's obviously being judged as well because of her looks and getting places because of her looks, for her to throw it back on me and say, you know, oh, you know, you're not taking it serious because I like to look good. Like, it doesn't make sense coming from her in particular. It's like, yeah, but hey.
Appreciate responses. All the best for the weekend, Ebanie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ames. If we go to Steve from Boxing UK next, please.
Hi, Ebanie. It's Steve from Boxing UK.
Steve, mate, how you going?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Ebanie, in the previous call, Shannon's just said that winning the world title can't possibly mean as much to you as it does to her. Can you tell us why she's wrong?
I don't know why she thinks it's more important to her. I mean, you know, I've been grafting as well. Like, this is important to me. It's not just important for me. It's important for the message that I want to send as well. That, hey, you know what? You can be feminine and you can be this way and you can win world titles and you can box well. It's more than just about me for this as well. You know, I didn't travel. I didn't fight just 4 weeks ago. Travel across the road, give up my job, travel across the road, travel across the world to Philadelphia to finish off a camp, to then travel again to London because it doesn't mean anything to me. If it meant nothing to me, I would have just come straight to London after a 30-hour flight and just gone, fuck it, let's go for it. You know what I mean? But I'm making all these sacrifices and I constantly make a lot of sacrifices. I'm not got no promoter like Shannon, you know what I mean? And have people doing things for me. Everything I do, I got to do for myself. And that's that hard work that will pay off once I win.
Another thing you've said, and it's been touched on earlier, there's a lot of British fans are rooting for you this weekend. Yeah. Which is strange when you're fighting a British girl. Yeah. Why do you think that is?
You know what? It's probably because, you know, I keep it real. I'm not a drongo or a bell end, you know? So I think that people just want to tune in because they like the realness, you know? And people can give me much shit as they want about my, you know, the way I talk or the way I present myself. The fact is I'm real, you know, and people can relate to that. And I give my fans time and I give my fans appreciation because truly this sport is about the fans. Without support of fans, we don't have boxing.